Hello everyone and welcome to New Division 2 video. Today I have for you game 2 between Jaapaasa and Herr Robert in the October/November tournament from the FOB HQ Discord. So if you haven't seen game 1, go check that out. It was definitely an interesting game to watch and I hope that this one will be a great one too. We definitely have an interesting matchup here and that usually means that the game is interesting to watch as well. Now, I also want to say a thank you to all of you for watching the videos, supporting the channel by subscribing and liking the videos. Because at the time that I'm recording this, we are very close to 100 subscribers, and that's just really exciting for me. I would not have expected the channel to grow this fast. I expect that by the time that this video goes live, we'll have cracked that number, and even if not, being close still is it's like huge. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Really means a lot to me that you are supporting the channel. Thanks again. Then I also have some other news for you. And so there will be a lot of changes for me in the upcoming 2 months, which might affect the channel. Now you still can expect 2 to 3 videos a week, but I have been going over that in the recent weeks. So depending on how much time I have, we might go back to the 2 to 3 videos. Reason for that is that next, like in December, I will be moving. So either by the time this video goes live or a little bit after. So that's of course a lot of time and work and stress, and then of course our Christmas holidays, and then in January I start a new job. So that might also mean that I have maybe a little bit less time to put into the videos. Still 2 to 3 should be doable, but maybe not the 4 to 5 that I'm bringing out right now. But we'll have to wait and see. I'll keep you updated. So with that, now let's go to the decks. And we're going to start with 2nd Panzer, a division from the latest DLC that has some significant weaknesses, but can also be fairly strong, really matchup dependent. So the weakness, of course, that you don't have any tanks in A phase, but you do still get light armor, but it can still be a stretch if you have to use Pumas and Pack 40s to kill any tanks. That can work, or it can really fail miserably. Although against Corpul VI Teritorial, I think this is not going to be a problem. So recon tab, we do see all the SPWs and Pumas, which is definitely nice there. Infantry tab, a lot of infantry. Who would have guessed? He brings a decent amount, and he brings a C-phase card with the half deck, which I think is odd for a Maverick build. So I'm a little bit surprised about that. Like in general, the deck looks more like a balanced deck to me almost, because he brings like 8 Panthers. I know you get the numbers with single vet, but why not just double vet it then? Like he's not gonna need all of them. He's not gonna need all the Panzer IVs. But I mean, I guess you can't get any less if you double vet already. And then he has the bomber card in C phase. I don't know. It feels more like a balanced deck to me really by looking at it. But anyway, you have nice options there. Everything could be double vet, but he doesn't. Tank tab, of course, mostly double vet, also really nice, and as well with the leader. So if he has like a little tank blob going on, he will likely get triple star there. Support tab, nice options there as well, filled to the brim, and of course you don't need a commander if you know everything's already at a lot of veterancy. I'm surprised not to see more leaders though, because you can still bring it at triple star. But of course you don't necessarily need to, and this way it's much more efficient when it comes to the slot costs. A T-tab, limited. He brings a pack 40, which you can have to in A phase, otherwise there's not much AT. And then the Panzer IV A0, I think, should do okay against the T-34 85 at closer ranges. Panzer, of course, nice to have. A-tab, he builds it the way he's already built it in the last game, so 20 mils, Gepards, and then 88, so no SDKF Z71s, even though he has those. Artillery, just radio mortar, spotters, and the SK-18 air tab, some fighter bomber, recon fighter in B phase. Not sure what's the idea there, and then some Cherry latency, which I don't really get. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, it's a solid deck if you don't have to expect to get rushed by tanks in A phase. And on the other side, we do have 6 Corpul. Now, this is not the division that I would pick against 2nd Panzer. It's also not the division I would pick first. It's generally not super strong. We rarely see it. The reason for this is that it just has suffered a lot from the meta change. It wasn't super strong before that. I mean, not having tanks in A was never a good thing. But the infantry is really good, and this used to carry it quite a bit, definitely. But unfortunately, infantry just doesn't have the weight it used to be. It used to have, so the division has kind of fallen a little bit, but still nice to see it. but once again, I wouldn't counterpick it or wouldn't use it for second Panzer because it cannot exploit the weakness of second Panzer in A phase. And after that, you have T-34-85s, which will lose at range to a Panther, and up close they can realistically be killed by Panzer IVs and Stück Freeze, and it will just downtrade like that. So that's the reason why I think this is not a good pick. I would also not first pick it because it's so easy to counterpick this. But anyway, recon tab. You have all the Kalarashi that you could want. It's a nice little sniper unit there, and the T-70s, of course, and you need this because it's your only tank that you can get in A phase. Infantry tab. You have lots of good options here, and I think it's a very good build there. So in A phase, it brings the Granny Kalari. It's a nice little triple machine gun unit and super cost effective at 20 points only. Some Pioneeri, Kalarashimoto, of course, nice little unit there with extra availability, and then the Moti, which is also nice. It's double MG34 unit, if I'm not mistaken, and a TNT on top of it. So, you know, just nice little multi-purpose unit. In B phase, more Kalarashimoto, Pioneeri assaults, double flamer, very strong as well. Some afters in C, as well as some more Moti. Tank tab, all T-34-85s. Already mentioned that. Support, just a machine gun 47mm. It's a nice little tool. You can rush it forward with the Horch, which is definitely helpful. Leader, and then of course some ammo. AT, so Venetortica, which is a chunky Panther Shrek squad with, I think, a TMT, if I'm not mistaken. Then, of course, 45mm for Pack 38 Rashitsa, and Assist 2s from B phase onwards. AA, quite nice, actually. You have the Dubla, which is one of the best AA pieces for in this price segment, in my opinion. And then, of course, 88s in A and B phase. Artillery, he brings the 75mm, which I love to see. This is a fantastic artillery piece. It's just a much, much better mortar, right? It has a similar rate of fire, similar damage. It's 60 points only, but it has radio and it has more range as well. This thing is super accurate. I have a game that I might upload at some point, a tournament game from me, where you can see this thing in action, and it absolutely slaps. Like, this is a beast. And then in B phase, he brings the 100mm, also absolutely fantastic artillery piece there, and then the 150 is fine as well. Air tab, some nice options there as well. Plotes, some recon in B phase, as well as the Napalm IL-2, and then the IL-4 with the big bombs. Surprised that he doesn't bring the rocket IL-2 or any tank AT planes in general. Now, none of the AT planes in this division are all that good. But I feel like in second Panzer you might need it, especially because your T-34-85s just won't do it all that well. So, but anyway, I mean, overall, a very, very solid build. Alright, so let's look at the deployment as always. On Herr Robert's side, we do see typical deployment here, rather passive right here in the town, down south. He tries to push into this, which I think he very realistically can do. I mean, he's, he has everything with veterancy. That definitely helps. And then just here so that, you know, Jaapaasa can't just try to grab this flag for free because he can do that on red side. And he has an explosive start with the transports, you know, so he can make use of that. Jaapaasa is deploying more defensively. He's not even like he's going into this flag, which is a classic, but he's not going super deep here. I feel like unless two Pioneer, it's still Moti and Pioneer, so it's still a reckon. And it isn't okay, so it's still a decent force, but he deploys rather defensively. It looks like he's not trying to contest this right from this position there. If we go a little bit further north, very defensive here in the center. It looks like he's planning on going for this flag later on. Robert trying to get into here. This is a classic, more defensive here as well. Then right here, yeah, just a rather defensive deployment there. And up north, same thing. So he's doing the classic, like push into here, then probably develop this further, but not going for this flag right away. Instead, going for this one. And Robert is of course doing the classic here with pushing for this flag. Not super heavy though, and he's trying to be a little bit more aggressive and attack this, so that's definitely interesting. But yeah, I think we can start it now and see where this leads us. But this is very typical for this map. Blue can take this one at the start, and red can take this one at the start, and then it can kind of go from there, and you have like this weird, like slightly tilted front line. But yeah, so Jaapaasa also mentioned to me that he decided to play 6th Corpul because he always gets good games with Herr Robert, and they're always a lot of fun for him to play, and so he didn't mind if he won the first one, so he didn't mind if he loses that one. Like, that doesn't mean that he doesn't play seriously, but you know that's why he went for a pick that is maybe not that good, but he just likes to play, and I definitely can respect that. It's always great to see that good players don't always take it super seriously as well. Like you can go for something just for fun as well. That's definitely cool to see, and I can also respect that a lot. So we see first initial engagement here between the 47mm and the Puma. Puma survives though. This thing doesn't do enough that, he cannot kill it in one shot. I think he hit it, didn't he? No, doesn't look damaged, it was just suppressed. Okay. So the Pioneer here working their way up. SPW 233 going in a position here where he might actually be able to cut them off. Don't think so. I think he's not going to get line of sight on them. The T-70 can contest it, although, no, it has 1500 meter range. The T-70 has 1250. Tubular forces of the Focke-Wulf 190, so that's a nice little starting engagement there. Looks like the infantry here got in, but couldn't do much more than that. Flamethrowers here got in. Oh, Sturm Pioneer got in there as well. SPW 231 just pushing forward. At this range, you can definitely kill this off. 45mm gets a hit. Will it get the other one? It does, but it goes down in the process. Not sure how expensive is the 231. Okay, so I think it's the same price, I'm not mistaken. Is there another one to check? Yeah, it's the same price. So 1 for 1. Problem is, you know, Herr Robert has plenty of light armor, and Jaapaasa has a limited number of AT guns. So now he's pushing here. Unless Jaapaasa manages to micromanage these so that he can do the ground attack trick, these units will lose. Pretty clearly. 13 alone for Herr Robert. Jaapaasa needs to find the flag. He's lost that one again. There's a Rashidza on the hill here, so it can definitely cover off the open and town to some extent. That should help. And now we see the first AAPs in on Herr Robert. I mean, Corpul has some good planes. Like I think they have to protest, right? I've seen it in the deck. Pioneer moving forward. Does he migrate in time? He does. So it should get the grenade off. Motti looks like kill off the flamethrower or the other Sturm Pioneer or whatever that was. Oh, but Robert also on top of the micro throws smoke and tries to walk away to dodge the nade. You can do that. Like if you know that if you think that your opponent's doing the ground attack, you can move back, and then the grenade misses. Then you can move back in and kill the grenade thrower unit off while it is reloading the nade. Take some micro, it's not super easy, but it can be done. I've also done it successfully myself, so it is not impossible, but it takes a lot of micro, takes a lot of time, and usually, like very often, you don't have that time. Just like you often don't have the time to micro the ground attack on your Pioneer unit. Now, of course, in A phase, especially shortly after deployment, this is still very realistic because you're not depending on how things are going, you're not too busy to do it. But the longer the game goes, the less likely it's going to be. Puma finds the leader here, I think, because the leader has been shooting at 20mm. Honestly, I personally I know the sniper is super nice, but personally, I think I'd turn them on return fire usually. I mean, if you can take this out, that would be great. One at double star can do something, especially now when there's two. Puma shooting at the Kalarazi, Granisari Kalari, not Kalarazi, has been moving forward trying to grab this flag, but I think it's a 47mm that actually gets it. It's moving into position where I can shoot the Puma. Puma is in range. Granisari is, yeah, should probably be falling back actually. Pioneer here at the right range where he can actually stop them if they move forward with the machine gun. This one is a little bit out of position to help. Depending on what pathway they take, they might actually work. 13-11 now for Jaapaasa. I don't know how. Oh yeah, he grabbed that one and that one. Forgot about that. That's definitely nice. Grenadier here could easily be killed off, but of course the Motti or the Pioneer needs to move forward. Although, well, that's the cover difference. And the Motti should be, like, with the cover difference, even 2-star versus single star, I think the Motti should win this. Yes, its machine gun is worse, but the cover difference matters a lot. And 2-on-1, they would 100% win. Now we see an 88 in. This is a good place for it because, first of all, you can provide AA. And second of all, you can also cover this off in terms of AT and AG. I don't know, some players really don't like the 88, and for a long time I didn't like it either, but I feel like the more I play, the more I like it. 12-12 again, by the way. Nice little bullying here by Half-Jacks. I mean, it's the issue, right? The only thing that Jaapaasa has are T-70s, so he's playing this on hard mode. But yeah, I actually quite like them at this point because once again, they are such a good multi-purpose tool, right? Right here, for example, you need some AA, this thing can do it. You need to do 2k HE or AT, this thing can do it. Now, it is not a great tool at 2k HE or AT, don't get me wrong, but if there's, like, if your opponent doesn't have anything to contest it really, then this works well. So this is kind of how I see this. I wouldn't bring this as a 2k tool against a dedicated 2k unit, but in situations like these, it just performs, it provides so much value because you buy this one tool and it can do everything that you need. Pioneer is forced off, gets the grenade off though, Sherman Pioneer goes down, Motti now moving in, Panzer Grenadier moving forward, it needs to be careful. Because if it gets into grenade unit, the Motti will win. Let's look at that. Or let's go back. Yeah, well, if with the help of this, the Panzer Grenadier will definitely, yeah, look at that. Even with cover difference, even with the loadout difference and the veterancy difference, Motti's doing, oh, now it's losing though. Okay, okay. Grenade misses. SPW is shooting at the Pioneer. We do see two 75 mils in. Yeah, I mean, these can kill the Puma. They are within radio range as well. Back to a 12-12 with Herr Robert re-grabbing both of these flags, but Jaapaasa has grabbed that one. Because Herr Robert hasn't actually deployed super heavily here. I think he needs to move the Panzer Grenadier like at the edge of the forest there. Might not even help actually. What are these shooting at? Oh, the Kalarashi Moto has revealed itself. The Lieutenant VM has, or I think it's Lieutenant, it's also revealed itself. Oh, look at that. 75 mil claim the first victim, are already shifted to the next target. I mean, it is super inefficient if you have to rely on this to kill any light enemy armor. Because the problem is, of course, armor is movable, right? You see the shells coming, you just move. This flag has, the forest has fallen. It's now secured by Herr Robert, and I think he's, yeah, sending in reinforcements already. We see Motti coming in for Jaapaasa, although, no, I think he should get in here without being shot at by the Panzer. Looks like the SPW here did go down. Don't know to what. Oh, the T-70 probably. Yeah, looks like that. Wasn't really in range. Not really sure. I mean, if you position them here in the woods 2-on-1, they might be able to win against the Panzer Grenadier. No, not might be, they should. Definitely. 13-11 once again as Jaapaasa regrabs his flag. I mean, we see an excellent... Yeah, look at that. As STKF said, that been moved. 75 mil is not going to hit now. I mean, Jaapaasa is doing super well for the fact that he really struggles with this light armor. Because once again, I mean, you have lots of light AT guns, so that's definitely good. But these are stationary, and there's like only so many angles that you can cover with them without neglecting the rest of your front line. Motti here was able to force off the Panzer. I mean, yeah, if the Panzer moves out of cover, even with the loadout and veterancy difference, I really would expect the Motti to win. Like, it really should. Would be very surprised otherwise. Puma now being diverted to support. I mean, the Puma can cut this off. Needs to be careful. I think it's, yeah, it's definitely in range of the Pack 38. And Pack 38 should be able to one-shot it. No, it is not. Do you have to say? I know that's, no, I think all the light armor has 8 health, doesn't it? I've heard that's, I don't know. Focke-Wulf coming in, the Dubla is not in a good spot. Now it opens up, I think the Focke-Wulf will get, yeah, and it turns into the right direction. So it should get out without any issue. If it turned this way, I think it could have died. The Dubla is really, really good RT. AAPs. But this thing shreds. It's a triple 25 mil and double 25 mil. Double 25 mils are quite potent. Like, they are dangerous. The range is still limited. Like, 37 mil has a better range than this. But difference is not so big that it matters that much. Oh, nice little airstrike there on the Motti. Motti go down. Yeah, there's no AA here, unfortunately. I think what has spotted it? Panzer Grenadier has spotted them. Okay. Now the 88 coming in, covering this open there off quite nicely. Yeah, Motti. I mean, if they're standing right next, still win. But if they're standing right next to each other, they will both get suppressed by the same burst of the. Sorry for that. For the Panzer Grenadier. So. And there's more coming in with half tracks as well. So Motti should. I mean, if he manages to move forward afterwards and like move right in, he should win this. Problem is that he just cannot kill the half tracks, and this flag will still not fall. Like, he needs some actual AT there to do that. See the first T-3485 now in with 30 minutes into B phase. So finally, Jaapaasa gets the armor that he needs. And I mean, he's doing well. He's regrabbed these 2 flags. His 75 mils are being put to good use. Kill off, look at that. Kill off the machine gun there. Now going after the flamethrower over here. So if you can put a unit right at the edge here, on red side, you can actually grab this flag. Because you're closer to it. And then it's super annoying for blue side because you kind of have to either find the line of sight on it, which is not always easy, or you have to bomb it or shell it with artillery. Yeah, problem is Panzer Grenadier right here, and these are out in the open. There's no support here because of course there's no HE support. Napalm plane, should be able to do well. Probably not going to get through with the 88 though. Don't actually know. So usually the 88 can stop planes with 2 hits. Don't know if this also applies to the IL-2. The IL-2 is very resilient. I think it does. Yeah, it's forced off just before it can drop the bombs. Oh no! But it started, but he couldn't finish it. That's unfortunate. 13-11 now, back for Herr Robert as he now grabs this flag. Wow, the back and forth here. It's crazy. The Mortier should struggle against both of these. Like, they're not going to stand a chance there. 75 mils are now going after the IG-33. I guess the IG-33 probably forced something off here, which managed the flag to flip. The problem is, so now Jaapaasa gets some tanks at least, some actual tanks. The problem is Herr Robert now gets his income advantage, so it's going to be an issue. Focke-Wulf going after the O. There's an 88 in here as well, though. Stops in... Oh, wow, okay. I think he will go down. It flies close to the Dubla. Down it goes. Well, that's an expensive loss. See a row of infantry going for this forest. So Jaapaasa not done with pushing for this flag. He wants to try again. He stabilized things with the T-34. 85 here. Kalarashi versus Flamethrower. I mean, Flamethrower is super low, and these will eventually kill it off. That's 2 machine guns and some... what's it called? Straight pull rifles. That was the name. Now reveal itself to the 88. 88 gets a shot off. T-34 spots something. I mean, it has to be careful. It's within APCR range of the Puma. Puma can kill this, realistically. It's, oh, no. No, it is. I was right, it is. 150 minutes of pen. Free damage, though. But, I mean, depending on what crit you get, that's all you need. Focke-Wulf going after the Motti. Motti has been able to force things off here. Bombs go off. 88 stops too late. Pineri assault coming in. That might be needed here. Looks like the Motti here died at some point. There's a Pineri assault, but it's out of position. It needs to be closer into the woods. Potez trying to get in. Oh, actually gets a kill. So nice. Wow, I've kind of missed that. But it looks like the 75 mil did go after the 88. Suppress it to the point where the Potez can go in. But I think it's going to go down. Like, there's a lot of 20 mils at double star. Like, that's basically combined, right? Combined. This is basically SDKF Z71 at double star now. And that shreds. Like, single 20 mils are bad. But if you start adding them up, especially if you add veterans, they start to become relatively good. They're also expensive. If you like, 4 of these are more expensive than SDKF Z71. But they do well. Puma versus T-34-85. Oh no, Puma is shooting at Kalarashi and the T-34-85 was shooting at an SDKF set there. But I think now they actually... Oh, this is a problem. So it is within heat shell of the IG-33 and it's going to get double teamed by the Pumas. So that can't be good. Oh, the IG-33 finds the Kalarashi moto and this one is also shooting at them. Oh, gets a gun jammed on T-34 though. That's big. I mean, it's such an effective trade. Bounces on the T-34-85, but the T-34-85 now needs to fall back and be repaired, otherwise it's going to be useless. Vanguard are unloaded, so that's it for AT. Needs to be careful with those. He's probably going to be needing them, and he only has 4 of those. Kalarashi finding the Volksdeutsche. They're going to get spotted out by the MG42 now, though. And they can't really do anything against these, the half-track there, so that's a little bit of an issue. Kalarashi tried to poke forward to grab this, failed. Oh, something just killed the... What killed it? Something killed the Lux. Don't know what, though. Oh, the 45 mil, probably. Has to be. Up north, Pioneer assault pushed forward. It's going to go down to Strumpien, yeah. So it was already very suppressed. It's a very good unit, but with the amount of suppression that was on it, yeah, not much you can do. Another one moving in. I might be able to hold this forest, but this flag is very firmly secured now by Herr Robert. 14-10, so he's so far not managed to get the 15-9. But it still has like a bit more than 4 minutes to go on his Maverick income. 13-11 as Jaapaasa regrabs this flag with the Kalarashi motor that recovered from the suppression. 88 now going after the Rashidza. Second, his 88 is not in position to respond. Now it is, I feel like. Rashidza is losing this. Interesting. I thought it would do better, but apparently it does not. Now we do see, it looks like artillery. Or what's doing? Oh yeah, there's a 105 here. There's an SK-18, not a regular 105. And it's a single star, so yeah, this 88 is gonna lose. 75 mils are just sitting, they're out of HE shell. There's supplies here though. I've repaired the T-34-85, should now resupply these so that they can get firing again. I mean, these have provided a lot of value to Jaapaasa so far. He's used them well. There's another Dubla down south, so the Focke-Wulf's probably not gonna get in. Might actually go down if it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, this thing shreds. It's smoking already. I think it's gonna go down. Like if you fly directly towards this, yeah, it's dangerous. Okay, maybe it survives. Oh, yeah, but barely. Can we focus on it? No, we cannot. Okay. Would have loved to see how damage should look. T-34-85 back in the action here. Yeah, but the problem is now there's a Panzer IV in, and first of all it has more veterancy. I think it should fire faster. Oh, we can't see the stats of veterancy, unfortunately. But so the problem is at this range the Panzer IV can very realistically pen this, and then it just trades up really nicely. Like this is 65 points, this is 110 points. Now, yes, at range, like at 750 meter range, the Panzer IV will struggle to pen this, and the T-3045 will not struggle to pen the Panzer IV. But up close, like 1,000 meters or less, I think the Panzer IV should, like, it's still at a disadvantage, but it should pen often enough to be able to uptrade. Maybe not in every engagement, but if you average them out, I feel like you will lose, like, if you add up the points, you will lose more points with the T-34-85 than with the Panzer IV. 88 goes down, that's bad. That was the AA here, and 2K as well. So 75 mils are being resupplied. They are not firing yet though. I mean the SK-18 would be in radio range. So if he decides to counter battery that, he can get that killed off and then he can push again. 13-11 still. So Robert's still holding this flag. Jaapaasa 14-10. Jaapaasa's also lost this flag. Yeah, Robert has just moved forward with an SD with an SDKF set here. That's nice. This flag might fall relatively soon as well. The Rashid's are now in a nice little spot here but it can still be fired at by the SK-18. SK-18 going for counter battery. I do hope for Jaapaasa that is reacting. No, he's going after the 88, so he might lose that. They're very close together. The ammo is still close by, so the SK-18 is, first of all, is very accurate, and it fires quite fast, and it's a single star, so I think that's bye-bye to the 75 mils. Oh, one is already pinned. Jaapaasa has not yet reacted. Oh, he's lost radio on this range. The SK-18 will still be within radio range, but he needs to start opening up on that now. Do not look down south. Trades are not going super well. Still 14-10. As long as Jaapaasa can keep it, he might be able to come back in C phase. If you get out too pushed back too hard in P phase, it can be really difficult. The other thing is, of course, we are, as always, on a time limit. So, looks like the T-34-85 that was here did go down. 75 mil now falling back. SK-18 still going after the area. At this point, I think the good accuracy of the SK-18 will actually not help that much, because this will be out of the spread. IL-2 now in, going after the, no, it doesn't have, yeah, so it can only napalm bomb this, it cannot do anything else. There's two 20 mils here. Oh, there's the 88s up here though. I think they will stop that. Yeah, there we go. 15-9 now. So Robert grabs this flag as well. And there's not all that much here from Jaapaasa, you know. Though Herr Robert doesn't really have a lot of tools to push in either. So there's a Panther A now in. At this range, the T-34-85 can kill it somewhat reliably. But if you're like sitting like back here, this is not gonna happen. Back to 1410 as the Panzer regrabs. He regrabs the flag. Oh, this one. So T-34-85 now in the forest up here. Needs to be careful. Panzerwreck is already on the move. And so things have quieted down a little bit. Oh, never mind. Your Panzer's trying to sneak or bring a Kalarashi back into here. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna die. Pretty sure. Kashimoto versus Volksdeutsche. 1-on-1, the Kalarashi would win, but with these two being involved as well, it's not gonna stand a chance. 75 mil already under fire once again, or maybe it just hasn't stopped. It didn't run that far. Focke-Wulf coming in now for the infantry blob here. Ooh, that can hurt. They're bunched up, so they might just die both. There's no AA up north, so I think Herr Robert's gonna get in there. It could take out both potentially. One goes down, one is very low in health now. Pioneer Assault, it's a great unit, but if you send it, like, continue to send one forward against two Sturmfeinde, that's not going to win, unfortunately. MG42 versus Hotchkiss. MG42 is losing. Hotchkiss goes down though, never mind, so it wins, I guess. Not looking. Now we do see two 100 mil. These are very powerful. I think they're definitely a good match for the SK-18. I mean, 2-on-1 it should be anyway, but like even 1-on-1 these are... I'm not sure if they're better than the SK-18, but they're definitely very good. So they can at least contest it. This flag now fallen as well, and there's not much that Robert can, Jaapaasa can do here. Rashid's doing a lot of work, but he has been spotted again by the 88. It needs to be like going even further back. And even then, like there's a guerrilla here. The guerrilla can outrange this. Like what you can do is ground attack right in front of it, and the splash zone will still hit the Rashidza, but the Rashidza cannot hit the guerrilla. That's one thing that you can do, and you can do that with all 2K HE tools. You just need to ground attack right in front of your actual target, and then you can basically outrange it. Doesn't work with AT though. 75 mils now going each after 188. Not sure if this is the way to go. I'd rather focus on one of them and make sure that you really kill that, and then go with the next one. They are within radio range, so that's nice. Something. And this one is going after the 75 mil once again. These are... Oh wait, the 75 mil is going after the SKT. Is it? Yeah, it's still within radio range, so... Out, down it goes! Yeah, this is the power of radio. 6 and 8 still though, so, and we have reached C phase, so Herr Robert can just turtle in now and hold, and the Jaapaasa really needs to start pushing. T-34-85 goes down to the Panzer IV, I think? No, what's it called? The Pioneer Assault goes down to the two Sturmpioneer here. More coming in. And I mean, these are double vet. So, after should win against Flamethrowers and Sturmpioneers relatively clearly. There's more Pioneer Assault coming in. Leader needs to fall back though. The problem is they're kind of out in the open, so the Panzer can start shooting at them. They're getting in here though. So this flag stays with Jaapaasa for the time being. He's lost this one though as well, with the Volksdeutsche sitting in here, and nothing being here on the Jaapaasa side. Two Mozzi now coming in. I mean, if he can get rid of this one and then push back in with T-34-85s, he might be able to re-grab this flag as well. This one is going to be a little bit more difficult. And the problem here is, of course, that, once again, at 2K, so first of all, Jaapaasa doesn't have 2K HE. He has good artillery, so that can make up for that to some extent. But he doesn't have 2K HE, and the 2K AT that he has is not really gonna match up super well against the 2K AT that Herr Robert has. Like, usually 88s are not super good 2K AT tools. Like, if we ignore the Panther for now, the 88 is what he has, but... And I mean, if you go with an 88 against a Panther or something like that, it will bounce more than it will pen, for sure. But against T-34-85 with the lower armor, it will be much better at penning once again. Focke-Wulf coming in for the Mozzi here once again. More are being called in, and a T-34-85, but think this one will go down and the flag flips back. Doesn't really change much, of course, because we're still at a double tick here. But Jaapaasa needs to find some flags and needs to do so quickly. And the other issue is, of course, once again, right? We are at a time limit, so tickets that you've bled down matters. Like in a quick play, of course, you can go right to the last ticket. As long as you don't lose that, you can then win with balance, but not in a tournament setting. Your time is limited, so you need to be able to push back eventually. 100 mil, I think they finally killed off the 88s that were here. Don't see them anymore. Multi here is shot up by something, don't know what. Volksdeutsche haven't revealed themselves, should lose in this fight very clearly. Motti gets spotted out Panzer IV. Kalashimoto might be able to get a grenade off and kills a Panzer IV. There we go. That's huge. We can now start poking at the 40, Pack 40 maybe. Not if it has to go against the MG42, so that's going to be an issue then. Protest coming in. I mean, without the help of the 88 and this, like, far in, quote-unquote, far back, it should get in. There's a Gepard here too. This thing's just going to be disgusting. We see a little backline cheese here going on with the SPW223. It's not that cheesy, but it's just super annoying. Like, whenever you lose units in your backline, this is so annoying. And it's even worse if you're limited to buying a... I mean, this is okay because 95 points, but the other is 110. Like, if you have to rely on buying expensive units to find it, that's super annoying. Might be able to get the kill here, though. That would be huge. Because if not, he has to waste an expensive unit to find this relatively cheap unit in his backline. It's super annoying. He's bringing it back to the 1410. He's not re-grabbing that yet, but he's found this flag. He's re-grabbed this one with the Panzer IV going down and the Volksdeutsche here. And the MG is pinned, so he looks like he's trying to push in here, actually. He needs his D34s, though, for support. He needs to kill this off and then move in. Like, at close range, the Panther should die to these. Because there's now reinforcements coming in, so he really needs armored support. I mean, like, the artillery is so good in Corpul, but you cannot just rely on it, unfortunately. But you can definitely go, like, I think it definitely works much better in quick play than it works in tournament settings, because you really just rely on your artillery and invest a lot into that and work yourself in with that. But there's only so much that it can do if the time is limited, because artillery always needs time to really show a big effect. And that's just a blob of infantry. More coming in. T-34-85s are now moving. I mean, they can definitely fight what's here. Like, the Pack 40 died. Jaapaasa did the right thing targeting this. He needs to resupply these though. 75 mil did go down, by the way. There's no more artillery out from Herr Robert. So Jaapaasa's artillery pretty much uncontested. And I mean, with like the income that we see now, it doesn't really make sense for Herr Robert to now invest into artillery to try and counter battery this, because it is still expensive and he still needs to first match this. Jaapaasa can just buy more, so, or he can buy like the same amount and then continue to poke with some infantry that he can also buy with the same tick, so that's just not really a good idea. Jaapaasa re-grabbing this, forcing Herr Robert back slowly. Another 88 now coming in to cover off the opening ground there, I assume. T-34-85 finding the IG-33. IG-33 is not within heat range. That's unlucky there. Panther A now moving in. Oh, this range is going to be a little bit harder once again. Still doable for the T-34-85, but definitely harder. Oh, gets a kill on one. That was the one that was repaired then. Yeah. Jaapaasa notices and moves back because, of course, it needs to take a pen. It did not. Okay, so that was a miss. Another one moving in. Yeah, I think he wants to gather these together and then try again, like trying to maybe to move like from throughout this side, like move in like that. Because once again, up close, they can definitely win against the Panther. At range, it's going to be very, very difficult. 12-12 as Jaapaasa grabs what? This flag, but just barely. After's out in the open. That's definitely not good. He also needs some support because the Pack 40 can take out the T-34-85. He needs some way to kill that off. Ooh. APCR is not turned off. T-34 85 kills reinforcement, but goes down to the pack 40. That's bad. That's really bad. Yeah, maybe some plane support would be nice there. More supplies coming in for the 100 mils. Reinforcements now down south. Looks like Robert expects this to fall relatively soon. He's back on a 1311 though, with this flag flipping back as the afters are forced off. Well, now he grabs it again with the multi. It's just going to be a lot of back and forth there, I guess. I can try to go for that one, but there's a lot of support weapons here, so it's going to be difficult. It's T-34 up on the hill. Finds a relay. Wow, nice kill there. There's no AT right here, so this thing can just dominate here now. It's not a good 2KHE tool, but I mean, if it's uncontested, it can do some work. 1311 now for Jaapaasa as he also grabs this flag. It should flip though, with the Kalarashi Moto being suppressed. There we go. This flag might also flip, with this Kalarashi also being suppressed. 100 mils now going after the machine gun here. D3045 once again. Oh, no. Yeah, at this range, the 88, I mean, against this matchup, the 88 should generally win anyway, but at this range, you can definitely pen this. Now we see some more planes coming. The pod test going after the Pack 40. I think it should get in. Yeah, it will. This one, I think as well, it's just too far away from all the 20 mils. I know what this one is going after. Okay, yeah, so this is this area here. Another after coming in. I think the timing is kind of bad, because this one is suppressed now, but by the time the after is going to be there, it's not going to be suppressed anymore. Oh, but looks like Jaapaasa notices. He wants to head on the Fokker Wolf, and now retreat. Yeah, the Pates, ooh, it's taking a lot of fire. Might go down here. I think this one only has medium resilience, so... And even with medium resilience, you cannot fly over all this 20 mils. As long as the fire is split, it might get out because the IL-2 absorbed a lot of damage there as well. Fokker Wolf, I think, bombed that multi if I've seen this correctly. So still 13-11 for Robert. Jaapaasa trying to hold on, and he's doing fairly well. Like, he started poking and he started to pick apart Herr Robert's defenses here. And in some areas, Robert is definitely starting to weaken. I think he could just, I mean, he has to know that something's in the air. He could just shoot at that with his artillery for a moment and then probably get a flag back for free. I think he really needs to like time this a little bit better. Unless this one's gonna run out of ammo, which might actually happen relatively soon. Problem is the next one's already coming in. 12-12 once again though, as he's still holding this one. Yeah, so 13-11 once again, because now, yeah, Herr Robert re-grabbed that one again. This is such an interesting game. Multi here moving forward as well as the after. I mean, the after, if he can get in here without getting spotted by the machine guns, should be able to wipe the Panzer here and then re-grab this flag. Should have happened a while ago, actually. Don't know what was there, but it's definitely dead. Or has moved. One of these two. Pack 40 reveals itself to the Kalarashi. It's not good. D3485 has spotted it. No, it has spotted these. Oh no, it's shooting at the Panzer. Okay. A lot of shooting going on here. Kalarashi find the Volksdeutsche. MG42 finds the Kalarashi in return though. Still 13-11, only 15 minutes to go. So Jaapaasa needs the 15-9 now, and relatively soon, because otherwise it's just not going to get enough tickets down on that Robert. That's the issue. And this is why having a 15-9 or not for Maverick matters so much in these kind of matchups here. Because even if you can then turtle up nicely, your opponent might not be that much tickets that by the 15-minute mark he will have more than you. He will have less than you. 100 mils now going after the Pack 40 there. There's no raider here though. Fokker Wolf got the bombs off on a Kalarashi Moto. Might actually flip that flag back. Dubla once again was a little bit out of position, I feel like. Might still get the kill though. No, Fokker Wolf just barely surviving. This thing not dying has been a huge pain for Jaapaasa so far. I think it was close multiple times, but or at least twice with that one. But if it had died when it was down here, that would have made a massive difference, I think, up north. IL-2 in, it should once again win. The infantry is now forced back once again. I think she's still gonna get... Yeah, this time he can follow up the Motti though. That's gonna make a huge difference. I mean, this should die eventually to the napalm. Now the Motti needs to move forward though. Engages one Panzer Grenadier. It's on the move though, which is not good. L2 circling around a little bit too much. Getting a lot of hits. Still survive. I mean, these things are absolute units. Now, we still push with Motti and Venator Dikar. I mean, this will win here. They have TNTs. This one has, of course, Panzer which can contest all of this. So, Jaapaasa might have a chance of actually grabbing this flag once again. Oh, Motti. Oh, no. They stand there to kill a Volksdeutsche. That's not so good. Still 13-11 for Robert, though. He's re-grabbed this once again. Or, not re-grab, but Robert hasn't not yet managed to get in there. Jaapaasa. He just hasn't really timed it well with pushing here and then having infantry ready to follow up. Because there's the infantry blob once again. I mean, now the T-34 is here to support. It needs to be careful, though. It's not want to get too close. There might also be more Panzer Shreks around, so that's risky. MG42 finds the Motti, though, and looks like... Oh, no, the Ventor Dikar are in. They can definitely stop the SDKF set. Motti are low on health, though, so that's not great. He needs some more units there to support. Volksdeutsche, once they get killed off, this flag will flip, but they need to die. Kalarashi are working on it, but the problem is they get spotted out by the MG42 and the 88, so that's definitely not good. Mentor Dekara gets the first kill, should not move forward because otherwise it's going to run into Panzer Grenadier and it's gonna get taken down. If this one can make an encirclement, that's really bad. Jaapaasa might lose all his progress here because he's not paying attention. It will reconnect, yeah, that's that then. So unless he, yeah, supply reinforcements are coming in, but for now this is stopped. Units are still there, but that's not the big issue here. So whatever used to be there, probably an MG42 died to 100 mil. Oh, this Panzer Grenadier is still alive. Yeah, I think it would have been much more effective if your Jaapaasa just focus on this with his artillery. Like, it's not that hard to predict where this is by now. Something just died, I know what. Oh, well, look at that. The Volksdeutsche finally died, so this flag flipped. Back to 12-12. Problem is, like 12 minutes left, so Jaapaasa needs the double take really, really soon. Tries to kill off the Panzer II with the Potes. Succeeds. 2 Motti versus 1 Sturm Pioneer. Easy doing the ground attack. What's that supposed to be? Definitely, yeah, it continues to shoot. So 13-11 now for Jaapaasa. Nothing here on Herr Robert's side. The problem is there's still some armor, and there's no armor left here from Jaapaasa. Needs more Venator Dikara or some more armor there. He needs to find more flags. He needs to do so. Yeah, look at that. The Motti lost once again. Yeah, and Jaapaasa is going after the MG42, which of course is annoying, but you know, the easy solution for now would just to be to kill this off with artillery. I don't know why he's not trying to do that. Like, based on how the front lines, he has to know, and now he even knows the house because the Kalarashi is here. Or not the house, but like the approximate area. Robert has put it outside of the building though, and had it hide there. That's really nice. It's a thing that you can do sometimes. Turn off the auto cover, put it behind the building, and just leave it there. But yeah, I mean, Jaapaasa should have gas before that from the front line, like in what general area it has to be. And once again, it drives after us here and just walks them forward. MG42 hasn't died. The 100 mils are now going after this 88. Yeah, unfortunately there's no radio. And I feel like, I mean, he doesn't know how much Robert has here, but I feel like, I don't know, I think his priority should be on this because he's worked so hard here already. Like, he has to know that Robert is starting to be weak here. So why not just make sure that you get this, finishes off, pushing it into here a little bit. This is back to 12-12 now with Robert grabbing this flag. It's just rough. But yeah, I think this is so unnecessary. This flag not being on Jaapaasa's side is quite unnecessary. He could have gone a long time ago. Once again running out of ammo though, so that's not great. What they're going after now. It's not even... Oh no, he killed it. Okay, that's nice. MG42 here. There's still an 88 here, but at least down south, okay. So I get the concept. Because now he can go in here with planes. But he still needs to have the units here to actually re-grab this flag. So he might get that one though. If this one managed to get in here, I might be able to grab it. Focke-Wulf coming in once again, going after that Motti. This flag now grabbed, but it's not a super strong grab. The problem is, of course, the Motti have no AT. Yes, Aventor Dikara, but yeah, the problem is just if there's half tracks all around, which I thought at first were not really good for sea phase, but I now actually see why he has them. If there's half tracks everywhere, this is so annoying for 6 Corpul. Like, you cannot really do much against this. Because you have to bring an expensive tank that you cannot easily afford to stop it, and there's no other way. Or you have to rely on your AT weapons, but you also have limited amount of stuff. So Jaapaasa brought it to a 59 very quickly, with him grabbing this flag and that one, and some... Ah, he's re-grabbed this one finally. Back to 59, with him grabbing... What did he grab? 1410 again. Then maybe he had this for a short moment. 100 mils are out of ammo. They need to be resupplied. Supplies are already coming in. I mean, if you can kill that off, this flag is his. He doesn't know yet, but he could start pushing forward with the T-34-85 to support this as well. Panther's still alive here. Damn. The 88 as well. 59 once again for Jaapaasa. He's grabbed these 2 flags now, in addition to having this already. This one flips back though. Ah, this is so close. Panzer IV can just bully Jaapaasa here. He has one T-34-85 and this is it. Another one coming in, another one coming in. Oh, this is dangerous though. That one will get spotted by the Panzer IV. Maybe not the Panzer IV, but a Panther for sure. And it's on a move order, not an attack move order. Not a fan of that. Artillery being reloaded. Oh, only one of them. That's not so good. He needs to move it in between. Back to 12-12 for Robert being allowed to re-grab all the free flags here is bad. And Jaapaasa's taken out the 88 here, but he hasn't really been able to take advantage of it. This is why I don't think this is the play, because he's not really focusing that hard here. So 13-11 for Robert actually once again as Herr Robert regrabs. Yes, regrabbed all the 3 flags here and this one as well. Oh, and that one, that's the big one. So nice little push here. We kind of missed that. Ah, Pak 38 finds the Panzer IV, misses though. Gets a loader wounded. Is it shooting APCR? It's not within APCR range, is it? No, it is not. Bounces. Ooh, that's unlucky. Focke-Wulf in once again. Kills off the Pioneer assault. Ooh, that's bad. Dupla is in, but it's a little bit too far back for how far forward the push is now. Pak 38 finds a kill on the Panzer IV. The 34-85s now can follow up. 13-11 for Jaapaasa once again. It's just a little too late. MG42's reveal itself, gets spotted out by the T-34-85, which is now in position to shoot at it. Once again, not the greatest HE tool, but I mean, if it's uncontested, that's fine. Pioneer here now finally managed to grab this flag as this MG42 did go down. T-34-85 moving in here. Ooh, risky. Panzer IV here has revealed itself. Venator Dikara could move forward and make sure that his T-34 survival is guaranteed. It is doing so. Can also kill the Puma off. Motti could kill the Volksdeutsche, unfortunately hasn't spotted them yet. Some interesting needs to follow up here though as well. Because the Motti, while being able to win here, especially with help of the Venator Dikara, might not be enough depending on how things are going here. Venator Dikara moving forward, might find the Puma here. T-34-85 needs to pick up Volksdeutsche, do have a Panzerfaust. Motti has revealed itself as being going too far forward, will die, that's bad. Venator Dikara can finish this off. T-34-85 can do it as well. It's dangerously close to Volksdeutsche. If it stops it, the Volksdeutsche could pop out and kill it. If now Herr Robert can do the surrounding, that would be great. Jaapaasa could do it. 15-9 for Jaapaasa once again. He's grabbed this flag back, he's grabbed this flag, he has re-grabbed this one. Motti unfortunately, yeah, just get bullied by the half-track. Can't really do much against him. But the Robert's lines are thinning out now, and Jaapaasa is on a nice little flanking move here. 5 minutes left though. That's not going to be enough. He needs an 18-6 now, and I don't know how he's gonna get that. Like, he can He's not grabbing this soon enough. He might eventually have that one. This one is flipped once again. This one he might actually very realistically be able to grab. So that would be 2 flags already. And then he needs one more. Encirclement has happened. Volksdeutsche will get surrounded soonish. Ooh, Panther here can try to retake this flag actually. 1311 now again. Yeah, 88 here re-grab this one. Is fighting a T-34-85. I mean, if all of these open up on the 88, we'll lose. Might still take one T-34-85 win. This flag is now been re-grabbed as well with an SDK side. Venezuela Kare are coming in, but might be too slow. IL-2 and IL-4 coming in. IL-4 going for the 88. It's probably going to get through. I think you should like focus on other things. Yeah, because it's that now anyway. So what's in it? So this just turning off. What is this going after? Nothing's turning off as well. So that was a bad investment on your Pazza side. I mean, it's a good investment if you use it for something, but unfortunately, it's not really been used super effectively right now. 1410, yeah, this is not going to be enough. I do not think that your Pazza can do it. It's just taking too long to push in, and once again, I mean, this is the big weakness of Six Corpul, right? Like A-Phase was actually okay, surprisingly enough. I mean, he still lost more than tickets than Robert, I think, in A-Phase. But the problem is, yeah, like look here again. The Rashida will win against the Panther, but the T-30-45s just don't match super well against German armor. At least not at the 2 ranges close and long. Like in between, it's actually okay. And yeah, I mean, in here is really a massive disadvantage because, of course, his opponent just like Robert has so much light armor in his deck, and Jaapaasa has 2 answers to that. Stationary, 3 answers to that. Stationary AT guns, Panzer units, of which he only has 4, so I probably would have taken the second card for sure, and T-34-85s, which are just too expensive. Now, none of these units are really what you want to have in here to deal with all these half-tracks and such. 16-8, but it's way too late. It is just way too late for Jaapaasa. He has played super nice though. Like, the recovery was great, and if this was a normal game, he would win. But of course, both players would play differently and build the deck differently if this was a normal game. But in a tournament game, that unfortunately is not enough. And once again, at this range that we're getting into right now, the T-34-85 will lose against the Panzer IV probably. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to, but like the Panzer IV fires more often with the veterancy, and at this range it can pen. Still bounces though. I shouldn't have said that it will lose, but it is not a good range to fight because it can realistically be killed. This is more like it. Like it still has an advantage. Actually now going after the Gepard. AD is still alive though. Yeah. Less than 2 minutes left here. Oh, looks like the T-34 died. Panzer IV now moving in. They can just grab this flag. Actually, with how the Moti is positioned, they can like stay right here and re-grab it. Venezuela Kara can kill them off, but be a little bit careful. Potes now going in. What's he doing? I guess he was hoping that he spots it by the time the Potes is there, but he's not paying attention now. So Potes is just circling around, not doing anything. If it gets too close to the gap, it will be forced off once again. I could go after the Panther. A T-34-85 at this range should be able to pen. There we go, 1 pen. Panther misses. Oh, T-34-85 might claim its first victim here. There we go. That's how you do it. Yeah, this range, once again, this range of T-34-85 can upgrade to a Panther, but the problem is the long range it can't. 16-8. Oh, yeah. Gepard here now just bullying the Moti. Yeah, that's the issue that I talked about, right? The lack of anything that can kill tanks, especially mobile things that can move relatively fast, are just a massive issue. At this range, you don't want to fight the Panzer IV. Focke can, yeah, look at that. Down he goes. Venezuela Kara can definitely kill the Panzer IV off, but it's not going to be in time. There's still Pumas left in Herr Robert's deck. Look at that. We see a row of packs now coming, and this has to be a meme play at this point. And we are about to reach the 15-minute mark, and Herr Robert will take the win. Jaapaasa surrenders. I mean, it has been a great game by both players. Robert has done really well. Like, he's done a great job at pushing forward, digging in, constantly re-grabbing flags. He's like nicely taking advantage of the fact that Jaapaasa doesn't have any good and cost-effective answers to his light armor. He even outtraded Jaapaasa, so that's great. It's only 400 points. It's relatively close. Like if we're in this territory, that doesn't matter that much anymore. But still, wow, look at that. Light AT did a good work initially. That's definitely nice to see. 75 mil. Wow, look at that. Yeah, that was a beast. 75 mils. Like these are so fantastic. If they don't have radio, they're not that good. But if they have radio, they're an absolute unit. T-3045s. Roshitsa. Oh, that's actually killed a lot. Yeah, I mean the 100 mil. Wow, look at that. They have provided so much value for your Pasa. His tanks, and this one killed the Panther. What else? This one killed Panzer IV. Yeah, I mean this thing is what he needs. This one did a lot of damage. T-34 did some damage as well. But yeah, I mean his artillery absolutely carried him there. His plane actually did some work as well. And then there were some good engagements as well with his infantry and with his tanks, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. Look at that Fokker Wolf that was survived to that was allowed to survive for so long. I killed so many units. Wow, absolute beast. The IT-33 in the center as well killed many things there. That's good. A lot of support units that did decently well. Yeah, look at that. The Panther 8. This is what I said. The fight of a Panther versus a T-34-85 is just not good unless you get in close range. But like, I'd say 1,000 meter or less is where you want to be fighting a Panther with a T-34-85. And of course, you not want to have a Panther anywhere where it can be fought at this distance anyway. So this should rarely ever happen. It did happen here, but like this is why T-34-85s, like only having these is such a big issue. Then look at that Panther 1 killed some T-45 as well. The 88s did some work too. Oh, killed an IL-4. Damn, that's not good. But yeah, great game to both players. Was enjoyable to watch. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one.